recorded live from Random Secret Studios, Philadelphia, and all over the Delaware Valley.
I'm the capo. He's the prez.
And this is Sons of Ben, the pod. Gentlemen, everyone out there, welcome back to Sons of Ben, the pod. I swear to the maker, we could not even make this up. This is episode number, Adam, you ready for this?
What is it?
Episode number Herm Edwards. Playoffs? We talking playoffs? This is episode number 46. This is karma biting us right in the ass. That is what the episode is. It's episode Herm Edwards talking about playoffs. Yeah.
That's incredible, but at the same time, not shocking in any capacity.
Now, God has got a sense of humor, and hopefully we can all laugh through the pain that we're feeling on this day. It is a Rando Wednesday, the busiest bar night of the week, and we are all at the club, man. Mom, turn down the usher. You know, it's just we're just going crazy the night before Thanksgiving.
But wait, Matt, was there a reason why you didn't give my specific location today when you were doing the intro?
I said Delaware Valley.
I mean, but you could have been a little bit more pinpointing of my location today.
When I say it, people don't. When I say it, people don't drink. When you say it, they do. Where are you at, Adam?
I'm live from Wayne, Pennsylvania today. I'm here from the OG, America's favorite hometown, and I'm actually up in my mom's house doing this pod, which in actually the artist formerly known as my old room that is now purple and has Barbies and Bewitched gear everywhere. There's a 1950s style rotary telephone in the corner here that I'm looking at. That's Tiffany blue. That's
so your mom didn't change your room at all. It's pretty much spotless. It's
Look, man, she removed my Pride and Prejudice poster. Other than that, it's pretty much on brand.
Oh, all right. So let's go. Obviously, no guests. Nobody wanted to talk to us.
Why not?
No, we didn't even schedule anybody, but we just had to get through. We got a lot of baggage that we got to get through tonight, so that's fine. And you know how we get through it? Beer the Pod, Yards, 2SP, the Larimer. Support them because God knows we need them during these trying times and the holiday weekend. And Devon's, I see he's got some yards. I got a little yards. I also, my backup is going to be the Sons of Ben here for the beer. So I think we're packing okay. Let's roll through a little news. Elections. The elections are coming up. I see Devin getting a little nervous because he's got to start campaigning, start shaking babies and kissing hands and stuff. So
I've got the signs made. I've got the campaign slogan thought up. I'm doing my big reveal party.
Yeah. Wait, you're running for something, Devin?
Oh my lord! Yeah. Do you come to these things?
I don't.
We know he doesn't read the news, but apparently he doesn't. He doesn't read the notes and doesn't pay attention while we're on. But
this is shocking to you and Adam, anyone listening.
Here's something shocking for you. We are going to plan on a special Sons of Ben the Election pod where we're going to have the 4 people that are running. We've got 2 positions open, and it's a 2-person race. We're going to go through the Q&As with them. We're going to let them pander to the people. We're going to try to make sure we're going to have an independent producer overseeing Devin to make sure he doesn't, bleep out when the other person's like talking about how good they're going to be. It's going to be like November 2020 all over again.
So I just want to know, can I have a big video board to tap the counties? Because Delco it is will be the phrase used plenty and often.
Your job will be to swipe the Pornhub advertisements off of the screen for us. Like they did on CNN.
Those are usually our greatest ad revenue givers. So I don't know where you're trying to do discouraging brands. If Pornhub wants to come sponsor Sons of Ben the pod, hi, here for it. What's up?
All for it. And speaking of the most non-Pornhub thing, World Cup 2026, everyone. Make sure you go to Philadelphia2026.com and pledge yourself to supporting that.
I can't.
That was seamless.
I mean, now I'm not turned on. So fantastic. Good job, Mateo. I'm happy. Wait, how is that like that? We have to rank transitions of all time because that's top 4. Easy.
Wait for this one. You just said you're not turned on. You know what's not else going to turn you on? Friday, Drunken Union Zoom. Get ready for it.
You don't know that.
That's what worries me.
You don't know my kinks, sir.
Well, we do know because now there's Bewitched stuff and Barbies in your old room. So we kind of are getting an insight into Adam Booth, Wayne PA's lifestyle.
That's not a kink, sir. That's a pleasantry. That's just something I enjoy in my spare time. You know, those are different things entirely.
Only 5 minutes in, already off the rails.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Would you have it any other way?
Would you want to talk about my Frasier collection, too? We can go down there, too. I'm here for tossed salad and scrambled eggs.
So, remember, Drunken Union Zoom, Friday, 7:30. You think the kids have anything to talk about on that?
I feel like honestly, it might be like one of, when Spartacus comes out and everyone's about to just go to battle. It feels like what that's going to be. Like, I feel like we're going to have not as much. It's going to be like a little bit of WWE Friday Night SmackDown. That's what I feel like this one's going to be.
And speaking of SmackDown, Devin, how's Discord feeling right about now?
Oh, man.
The keyboard's hot.
It has been an interesting 24 hours in the Discord. Honestly, though, it really not as bad as I thought. Honestly, there was a little rough at the beginning. End of last night was a little rough, but we really came around today. A lot of random discussion about random things, and everybody just kind of forgetting whatever happened last night.
And that's actually probably the number one transition because we'll talk about this show. We're going to talk a little bit about the game.
Why?
We're going to talk other thoughts. We're going to talk River End. Then we're going to talk about the season just to bring this whole thing together. And it's just, we've got to talk about it. And Devin was brave enough to get on Discord. Adam was on social media. I kind of glanced at things when people brought it to my attention, but I didn't want to see it today. I didn't want to hear about it. I didn't want to think about it. I just wanted to, reflect in my own space and not get polluted with others. But let's just dive into this. Last night, guys, apparently the New England Revolution, 6 times a charm. Good job, Bruce. Only took you 6 times to beat us, but son of a bitch, the time you picked.
Look, there's 2 things about this that I think is indicative of truly what MLS is as an entity. The first is they are a league that said we are going to keep you all regional. We're going to keep these games within a regional bubble, which our regional bubble would make England laugh. But, this is our regional bubble for which we're trying to keep our teams in. And they said the team in Foxborough, you're going to play them a lot. You're going to play that team in Harrison, New Jersey, I think 2 times this entire year. You're going to play that team in the Bronx once, and it's not even going to be in New York or Philadelphia. It's going to be in Orlando. You're going to play DC United twice the whole time, but you're going to play the New England Revolution 4 to 5 times just in the regular season format before we even get to the playoffs. Look.
Don't forget. They also said you have to go play Columbus 2 times
twice
at Columbus.
At Columbus.
Yeah.
So, first off, that makes the Supporter Shield even feel better to me because of just how the malarkey that was. But it's just it's such a mom and pop thing to do. But the second part about this, and the true part about this is, look, man, if you beat a team 6 times in a row, that team's sorry. That team is actually sorry because you would have to hope in some capacity adjustments could possibly be made. If you've played a team 6 times, they beat you 5 of them. And Bruce Arena's not stupid. We can make fun of him until the cows come home, but he's still one of the probably greatest coaches in U.S. soccer history. And it's just eventually he's going to be you know what? I figured out what their diamond was.
Don't you know that they just let us beat them 5 times just so that when the playoffs came around, we let our guard down. We didn't prepare as hard because we beat them 5 times. This is what they were preparing for over the course of the season.
And we just beat them. We literally the last team we played before this match was the New England Revolution. And it's just man, I get it. Playoffs are a bleeper. I don't know why we had play-in rounds anyway. I don't think we need to put that many teams in the playoffs, but that's just sour grapes. I guarantee you if we played any other team in MLS, we're still playing right now. because it's just that was vindicative of a team that's just like, we figured you out finally.
And listen, it was great that we had 2 weeks off because Andre Blake could get healthy, but it wasn't great because we didn't have that playing around. They were a little sharper, and let's give credit. The New England Revolution did their job, and their job was to
100%.
play sloppy, to control the ball, to make sure the press didn't work. I know we're not at X's and O's, but they did their job. Now, the one person or the one organization that didn't do their job were the refs. I don't want to sound like sour grapes, but Jesus, man, that was a terribly, I don't want to say officiated, just a managed game where they did not have control of between what was a foul, what wasn't, and just keeping the time on. I mean, I think to this day, and I was on the phone with Subaru Park's ground crew, Matt Turner is still laying on the ground holding a ball at Subaru Park.
Look, there's two things about that. And like gamesmanship by the goalie is a tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast. So I'm not really even, I'm bothered by it only because of the egregious way he did it, in the way that like we as the Sons of Ben, KSU, whomever, all were like, hi, 45 seconds are going by right now. Can you please at least tell him to hurry up, show him a yellow card, do something, and he did nothing. And like, look, the refs are not why we lost. That's not it. But when you're trying to make your league better, when you're trying to put it up against some of the better leagues in the world, and right now, you're losing that window of spotlight. The other leagues have already started. MLS is about to lose that window. So this is the time you need to be at your peak, to bring people in, to understand what's going on, and to respect the game that you're producing. And if you go back to the Orlando game when they don't even know what jumping off the line is for a goalie, if you go to this game right here where Brendan Aronson gets trucked in the box and you can't even get a VAR call, like just at least look at it and tell me what's going on. You know, you needed to brandish some yellow cards earlier. Even if you're going to put them on the Union, you needed to establish yourself as a referee and what was going to go on. And himself, his linesmen, all of them as a group did not do what it took to maintain order in this game.
I agree
No.
with that, but one thing that I feel like just can't be lost here, and not to be too much on the depressing side of things, but this game was not won by New England because we already said it. It wasn't won because of the refs, and this game was not won because New England were playing great. This game was won by New England because the Philadelphia Union did not show up to this game.
I think it can be both.
Yeah,
'Cause I think it can be both.
New England took us out of the rhythm. Like, I mean, obviously they took it. They know you're going to play the press, and they're like, you know what we do? We're going to slow it up. We're not going to make the mistakes. We're not going to rush. And listen, what's his name? Adam Buska. How do you say it? What a dick. There's a guy that I couldn't stand, and he was a dick all day long. And I mean, hey, he scored. Like it worked for him. So that was one of the things that I think they, like we said, 6 times the charm. They were able to take us out of what we do, and then the guys didn't have an answer for it. It was simple as that.
And look, if you're going to be real about this, it's a tactic that everyone who authentically believes they are not as talented of a roster would do. Let's snag a couple goals and then park the bus. And that's exactly what they did. And I'm not as a person who is a New England Revolution, if I was a New England Revolution fan, I completely understand it. Not anyone is going to go into last night's game thinking the Revolution have a better roster than the Union. Not one person. So if you're going to snag those 2 goals that came off of, look, that header goal off of that corner was beautiful. I watched it from the start. I watched him make his move and watched him get around his man. That was a perfectly executed header in the box off of a corner. Textbook, literally textbook. You want to talk about Buchanan, who I'm not going to say is a Union killer, but has scored 3 goals against this team this year. He found an opportunity, got right by Wenger, and got in 5-hold Blake in a way where you're just like, damn. The Union, and then after that, all New England has to do is muck up your midfield for the rest of the game. And here's the thing that I found quite interesting is, and I'm not gonna knock Jim on this. This is not, hey, Jim should have did blah blah blah. This is more of a personal thought that I thought could have possibly happened there. If you see that, why don't you go back to the 5-man midfield again? If you see that they're just gonna do that mucking up, why do you not? Because like you already took off Santos, why don't you just have someone play up top? If you're gonna keep Shabilko in, let him be the guy up top to be the hold play, but then make a 5-man midfield so you can break that down, because a diamond cannot break down a parked bus. It just doesn't work that way, especially when you got Alejandro Bedoya, who is feeling slow because he's hobbled, obviously, and Brendan Aronson, who just physically is getting manhandled and is not getting the calls that is going to make that okay.
Yeah. Now, again, we're not going to get bogged down to X's and O's. That's not our thing. I do have one debate, and this is, Devin, we got to mark this down for an entire show, because I want to do a debate because everyone wants to talk pro-rel. I want to do that versus playoffs. Because soccer enthusiasts love to talk pro-rel. MLS should be pro-rel. But you know what? The ultimate bitch is the playoffs. How many Supporter Shield winners have gotten knocked out in the first or second round? Only 3 have done a Shield and that. The playoffs are the ultimate bitch. That is America's version of, oh, you win the whole year? Guess what? We invented this thing called the playoffs. So the playoffs are always going to be a bitch.
I feel like it's the American version of the treble to win the Shield and the Cup.
Yeah.
Like, how often do you get a treble
difficult?
in another country?
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's that difficult. And on top of that, half of the leagues that even have those tournaments are not doing single elimination for all of them. At least not the whole tournament. So winning MLS Cup is like the NCAA tournament. Sometimes you get a VCU. Sometimes you get a Butler to make a run, because it is, did we catch you on a bad day? Did we catch? Because again, the Union haven't lost at Subaru Park this entire year. Beat New England 5 out of 6 times, or 4 out of 6 times previous, or 4 out of 5 times.
4, 1 tie. Yeah, undefeated, never lost.
Undefeated against New England this entire season. Historically, the best team you've ever played in MLS. And even after this, the sizable gap between the Union's win column and the Revolution's win column in this rivalry, quote unquote, now, it's the Union by a country mile now after this season alone. But ultimately, the Revs just had the perfect game to take the Union out of their shit, and this is what happens. And now, but here's the thing: Toronto got bit by the same thing.
Yeah.
They came in, thought Portland got hit by the same thing. Dallas came in and knocked them out.
Kansas City almost lost. All the top seeds. Yeah, playoffs.
The only one that looked good was Seattle.
Yeah, I think it just goes back to that whole thing of having the 2 weeks off, especially, and I think it's even worse this season, because most seasons we go through and you have a few weeks in this season where you're playing weekend, midweek, weekend. There's 4 or 5 weeks throughout the season. This season, it was every week for 7, 8 weeks, 9 weeks, where you're just weekend, midweek, weekend for 9 weeks straight. And then you take 2 weeks off of that when you're already used to playing 2-3 games a week. It's even worse. It compounds the problem from a normal season.
Transition that to now what I wanted to talk about was now it's the infamous Union Twitter and even the crowd reactions during the game. I mean, I want to be like, I understand you're angry. Everybody's angry. You should be angry. But there's a way to express your anger without sounding like a dick, because a lot of people do right now, including in my section in 136. I was hearing shit from the 10th minute in, Coach of the Year, my ass. And I'm like, whoa. There were ankles breaking, getting off of the bandwagon. Same people that were like, I never hashtag Curtin out. My ass, we got the receipts. I know we're Philadelphia. I know we're supposed to be angry all the time. But man, come on, people.
No, but why?
Jesus, God. I wasn't happy. No one was happy. I was probably more sad than angry, because I'm a sports fan. And I know there's bigger things in the world to react to. I'm more angry that we got COVID going on and Mayor Kenny shutting down businesses. I think I got a little love in the heart for this season that we had for this team, for this squad, for what they've done for us, than to all of a sudden jump off every bandwagon and be like, God damn it, El Seno's fat and old now. Oh, 2 weeks ago, he was the greatest thing since sliced bread. So I just want Union Twitter and crowd people to be like, drink maybe one less beer and then get on the keyboard, you know?
No, I mean, look, there is something to be said about cathartic acts. You know, there's something to be said about trying to express yourself, and it's hard to in a lot of different ways. You take to a forum for which you know there will be feedback. You know that if you have energy, it'll either be matched by someone else or someone will combat you. Either way, you'll get something out of it. You'll work towards the exercising of your internal demons with the issue. That's what it's all about. And like, but at its core, you know, there's a couple of there's two real camps here. There's the camp that says criticism is criticism, and I still love them, but I can say whatever I want about them. And there's the other side that says encourage the boys and think about the good times. And both of these people are correct.
Without a doubt.
It's just here's what you shouldn't do. The obvious stuff. Don't be homophobic. Don't be sexist. Don't be racist. Don't do that kind of stuff. And
so you're saying don't be an asshole.
I mean, but just you can actually be an asshole. Just don't be the ultimate asshole. Don't be Optimus asshole. You know, it's just there's levels to it. One of our favorite security guards, Jamie, who's been heading CSC in the Sons of Ben section for forever. I've known her since my freshman year at St. Joe's back in 2009. So, like, that's family to me. And even I, at my loudest, when I got a couple of F-bombs through the megaphone, she just looked at me and said, look, say whatever the hell you want to say. Just please don't do it through the electronic amplification device.
Yeah, I did have to touch Adam on the shoulder 2 different times.
And that's fine. And here's what I realized was, the best part about it is I get tweets from everyone being like, so you know how loud you are on ESPN right now? And I'm like, oh, that's right, no one's here. So they can hear everything I'm saying. Oh, no.
Yeah, there were, and we'll talk about that, because we did get, the little bit of Twitter I read was, you know, we got some criticism, chants from the river, and it wasn't like, oh, you got this whole, oh, you guys weren't loud for the full 90. By the way, it was probably like 99 minutes. Well, actually, in reality, it was probably 120 minutes with all the stoppage that the ref never added on.
That's so weird, though.
But
we can talk about that later.
But let me just say this, and I'm going to be the politest I can be as the president of the Sons of Ben without getting in trouble. But you know, the Sons of Ben are there to support the team, to try to lead the chants for an entire stadium. But you know what? If you're on the outside looking in and you want to criticize, I don't know, F you. Come join. Come be part of it. I'm just tired of hearing the emails. Oh, you guys weren't loud enough. Oh, you guys weren't entertaining me and my kids. Oh, my God. Somebody said an F-bomb and my 4-year-old heard it and repeated it. Fuck you. You're at a live sporting event. Just deal. I'm just tired of those.
I will quote Mike Thomas for some. I'm pretty sure it was in the Discord. It might have been on Twitter, but somebody said on there, it was like, you know, sports and sporting events are inherently not a family event. If you are bringing your child or kid to a sporting event, you have to come with the assumption that there is going to be that language and then those emotions at the game.
Listen,
I'll point it out. The first time I brought my girlfriend to a Union game, again, she's from Sicily. She's just like, there are children here? First, she was shocked about the amount of women. And then she was shocked about the amount of children. And she was just like, so y'all are not lighting shit on fire, apparently. Like, you're not causing riots in the stands like that? And we're like, no, this is supposed to be a family-friendly environment. And listen, I'm just
you guys know, I go to almost every game with my father, who's now in his 70s. But I remember to this day him bringing to me my first Phillies game. And we were up in the cheaper seats in the vet. And I remember to this day, Dad, walking hand in hand, goes, listen, son, you're going to hear some words in the stadium that is okay in the stadium, but do not go back and repeat them to your mother. And that's how I got ingrained in watching live sports in the city of Philadelphia and around the world. You know what? This isn't fucking Disney on Ice. You know, we're not at the Magic Kingdom, for God's sakes. So things are going to happen. And you know what? Sometimes when the team is playing like crap, people like Adam and Bill and Jared don't have it in them. And it was maybe for 30 seconds, and then the drums started back up.
It was like 2 minutes. I'll give him the little bit of, it was like a minute and a half, because I did sit down and I was quiet and I heard the silence. And you know the thing about that is, and I'll say this as a person who, I'm not, like, I laugh at that stuff now. Like, I used to get really mad at that stuff because most of the people who say that to me are also like people who are like the first people to pat me on the butt when I do a good job. So, but like, look, being a capo is not easy.
No, it's work.
Really want to, but I really want to say how to do what we do, and like I'm not going to be like, oh, woe is me, but I'm like, to do what I have to do for 90 minutes is a workout, is an athletic activity that I am doing to try to run up and down those stands, to try to go back and forth between sections, to try to get one section over here to go, try to get the other section to go, try to get smoke bombs going. That takes a effort that I don't really think a lot of people truly comprehend. And again, this is not me saying sympathy. This is not me saying you need to respect what I do. What I'm trying to stress to you is there's going to be moments where some of us are tired. There's going to be moments where some of us are not motivated by the play that is on the field, and there are going to be times where we are quiet. This happens in every section across the globe. So we are not robots. We are very well-meaning people who took up a volunteer position to lead people in chants.
And that's the thing. This is my job, volunteer. Adam's job, volunteer. This pod, volunteer. We ain't got no money. We actually pay money to be there and do this.
I pay for the privilege to work my ass off.
Yeah.
I pay for the privilege to not watch Union games anymore.
So that's what it's probably my biggest pet peeve is either the front office or people in the other sections are like, "Oh, you're not entertaining us." I go, "We're not gladiators." This is what we do. If you think you can do it better, come take the crown, man. I'm running for re-election. Come take the crown away if you think you can do better.
But here's the thing also on that, and I'll give you the flip side of that. You got some thoughts? Tell us. You got some things that you think should be improved? Tell us. This isn't like a our way or the highway situation.
No.
We'll talk. We already mentioned Mike Thomas. Mike Thomas has some of the best ideas of anybody I know coming.
Don't encourage him.
They're all but like legitimately he does. He
kidding.
really does, and I feel bad at times because implementing some of the stuff that he says, I really need to do a better job of because he has strong ideas, and more times than not, I just forget. I got 30 chants in my mind that I have ingrained, and then there's like the 12 medleys I do. And then everything else, I'm just like, you're right. Like, there's the amount of times Jess has given me a chant where I'm like, that's perfect. I'm going to use it next game, never remember it for 5 weeks.
And we'll get into this towards the last part, but it's off season for us. I know right now Ernst Tanner is watching film. Well, guess what? The Sons of Ben, the board, the capos, everybody, we are sitting there like getting the list together of what do we have to do to be better, a better game day experience, better tailgate, better merchandise. We are actually working on that as we speak because the season's over and now it's time to get to work. We've got a limited window from now, the day before Thanksgiving. By the time Devin gets this out, it'll probably be Christmas, but whatever.
At least he'll be African American Friday. It'll be fine.
But it'll be Black Friday and you get it. Yeah. Thank you, Adam, for that. But we're working on it. So if you've got suggestions, we'd love to take the suggestions, but but we'd love to take them.
Yeah, no, bring them, and please give them to me, and I'm doing I swear to you, I'm not forgetting, I am forgetting them. I am not forgetting them on purpose, though. It's just, my brain, it's not great. It's okay. It's not great. So
listen, this season,
lost the cracks.
As much as we said this season, we called it instead of an asterisk, an apostrophe for the guys. It was the same for us. We started getting ready to go in the stands. Nothing. No tailgates, no nothing. Going to outside the stadium to try to do chants and blowing air horns with the Fandemic crew, to allowing 2,700 people in where none of us were ready to sing and chant for 90 minutes, to then supporter shield and then playoffs. Like, this has been a roller coaster season for everybody along the ways, and nobody was really ready for it, or and I'll tell you, behind the scenes, we planned every week. We planned something, and then shit changed, and we had to replan it. Like
Yeah.
we had the shield at the Larimer for people to get a picture with. We didn't know we were going to be able to do that till Monday, because the Larimer wasn't sure if they were going to be open, because they didn't know what the state was going to do, because the state kept sending messages, hey, we've got a new thing, well, we might do this, we might do that. So that's been this whole year. So
Yeah.
I don't want to make excuses. We can always do better, but
No, and we will. Like
Yeah.
we can and we will do better, and we take credit. And here's the thing: I'm not trying to say I don't take criticism. Please, if I fuck up, tell me I fucked up. But I don't take the idea of a lack of effort, because the one thing you're never going to get out of me is a lack of effort. I will tell you that right now. If I screw up, if I mess up chance, if I don't do enough variety, we can have that conversation on Blue in the Face. And I will slow down. That's human nature. Because I go too hard to begin with. That's my problem. But look, I got two new drummers this year, or I got two drummers in here that I had to break in this year. You know, we were down several capos, and it's hard to get only roughly a couple hundred people to do that. You know, it's much more egregious.
You're not going to go from a full stadium, packed seat to seat, to 2,500 people and have the same fan experience.
And we were still pretty damn
It's unfortunate.
loud.
No, yeah, I mean, it was great. I mean, for this game, we were sitting on the north end, and we can still hear, the chants from the other side of the stadium. And that's obviously a pro of having 2,500 people, 2,700 people in the stadium. But, the downside of that is you don't have a packed full river end to keep that energy going. And I think that's like a lot of people are comparing it to, the last playoff game where like you have a 1,000 people in the river end, maybe more, but you have a ton of people in the river end that all are trying to accomplish the same goal. Whereas now you have 10% of the same amount of people trying to do the same thing, and you're obviously you are not going to achieve the same end result.
It flows in waves, and we've got capos in the front of the crowd. This time they were coming from behind. It's a whole different. It was a new ball game, and I mean, as president, I know we could do better, but I'll be honest, I can't say I'm not proud of everybody the entire time for what they did, from Mike and it's Kristen, right? Or Kristen, yeah, Kristen Tenzia, yeah.
Kristen.
It's those K's I always get, but I mean, they did a great job. They for this whole time they drummed their asses off. I couldn't be more proud of them breaking it in. And then I had you. It was you, Bill, and Jared,
and Rob. Shouts to Rob. Rob came correct as well, as always.
And Rob.
Molly was there.
Yeah, Rob didn't have a seat in the river end. We got to sneak him in. He had to buy a seat in like whatever the fuck and get them in. So it's, we couldn't have the capos where we needed to be because, there's still a pandemic, so, but anyhow, speaking of that, we'd like to hear from, the fans, the members, the people, the listeners. Devin, I hear you've got some mystery Discord questions for Adam and I.
All right. What? So I've got questions. Music. I'll put some music in here. Don't worry.
Yeah, some smooth jazz.
No. Smooth jazz is for the ending, sir. This is a little more like game showy here.
We'll get some music in here. But no, from the Discord, we got some Discord questions from some of the people in Discord. And if you're listening right now and you're not in the Discord, stop listening. Don't stop listening.
Yeah.
Maybe just you're already listening.
102.
Pause the podcast. Go on your
app.
You're already on your phone. Just open the App Store.
Open another app.
Not even the App Store. You don't even I will do this so that it is the least amount of work for you. It's already pinned on the Sons of Ben the Pod Twitter account. All you gotta do, go to the Sons of Ben the Pod Twitter account, pinned right at the top. It's a Discord link. Just click it. And enter the Discord with us. Have some good conversations in there with us.
And then mute the notifications immediately.
Do that as well. All right. So that being said, I've got some Discord questions. A lot of them are going to be a little bit more uplifting. We're going to get away from the depressing state of the last 48 hours or so. I do have one serious question. I'll save that one for the end.
Okay.
So we'll go with the first one from Justin Friedberg. Now that the season is over, what hobby can Adam convince Matt to try?
Shit. Okay, so I've gotten into this new thing, right?
Oh.
And it's collecting band t-shirts. All right. So I'm collecting all of the obscure bands of my youth now. That's like my thing. It's like once a week I'm buying a new band t-shirt. That's like I'm gonna get through this stage of the pandemic by getting excited about random packages coming to my door. So my suggestion to Matt is find a collectible that you wouldn't mind seeing maybe bi-monthly and have like a different version of that sent to you, and then boom, you have a collection you didn't even notice.
Oh, good, because I was hoping it wasn't going to be the band thing, because I really don't want to get the Beatles and Elvis and that stuff. So that's
You
good.
really don't have to tell people you're that old. You can pretend that, you could have been like a hair band or something. You could have said Cream,
Could I be like, oh, it was Bieber and Britney? Or no, I'm
Well,
Well,
first of all, Bieber
well.
and Britney. I feel like those are two eras entirely different. Like, I feel like I'm a Britney child, and like my sister's Bieber. And anyway, that's another.
That's Matt trying to
Be younger.
get the kids on board here.
yeah.
Is that
All
that?
about
Is that
the
that
kids.
Biggie Pac? Is that Biggie Pac?
Oh boy! All right, we have another one here from Dane. He asks, "What is the best type of peanut butter for a peanut butter and jelly? You got your creamy peanut butter, your crunchy peanut butter. What do you guys feel?"
People who eat crunchy peanut butter are barbarians. Peanut butter is a butter, and to add chunks to that butter defeats the purpose of it being a butter. So if you just want peanuts, eat peanuts. Peanut butter creamy.
Answering for the barbarians, the crunchy style. But
Oh boy!
I will
What is wrong with
emphasize.
you people?
I will emphasize. It's got to be the overly processed garbage, Jif, Skippy crap. Because
Not
my
like
girlfriend,
organic.
love her to death. She loves all that organic stuff, and I've got to churn the butter to get that thing, all the oil off of it.
So you're getting the crunchy peanut butter from Whole Foods? Is that how you're telling me?
No, I'm getting the crunchy peanut butter from like the bottom of the barrel Audi. Like that's what I want. That's all processed and garbage, and it's like going to keep you alive inside. That's what I want.
Okay.
All right. So Mike Borton asked this one with the specific instructions to make sure Adam does not know what the question is, and just for the listeners, they do not know what any of these questions
I
are. I
don't.
made sure that they were not screened beforehand.
They already know I don't read the notes, Devin.
So here is Mike's question: Will the Philadelphia Fusion go with the GeForce RTX 3090 or the AMD Radeon RX 5600 for the next season, or will they stick with whatever the competitive spec is if they can't have their own setup during the match?
And I've got a sub question: will Mike Borton ever get laid this year? Sorry.
Oh man, off the top rope with that one. Here we are.
Love you,
My name is
Mike.
Adam Booth. I do not approve that message. All right, so
And I love Mike, but goddamn, dude.
all right. So here's the thing, right? It depends on if the Fusion are going to have a normal setup or we're doing this pandemic thing again. Because if we're doing pandemic Overwatch again, then they're going to have to do the competitive specs only because we're going to possibly have international ping. And if anyone saw how the Paris Eternal did last year when they had to play the rookie that was literally playing from Korea while the rest of the team was in Paris, he was playing with over 200 ping, which I'm impressed that he was still that good, but like as a squad, as a professional squad, to have anyone playing with 200 ping is like barbaric. So you definitely need, to have to do with the competitive specs. I think the RX is what they're going to probably use if they're allowed to have a normal life.
All right, let's go.
Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't want me to answer the question like a normal person? I apologize.
Like a normal person. Perfect.
Look, they wanted content. I gave them content.
All right, let me go to Kyle, the Sons of Ben Babies question here. He just wants to know, Adam, how are you doing?
I'm actually really good. I'm annoyingly okay right now. I think, and honestly, I think it's because I watched everyone on Twitter have their moment, and I feel like that made me not have my moment. Also, I already blew up at the Sixers like 5 months ago, and I can't really go through that again. That was too much. But like, look, I got to hold a shield, We're going to go to Champions League. I'm going to convince these guys to put me on a charter flight to Guadalajara with them. Like, I'm, as a Union fan, This is the greatest season in Union history. This is the most fun, ironically, I've had as a Union fan. And on top of this, as a person who lives in Center City, for the first time, I got to see them turn all of the lights for the Union. I have literally never seen that ever in my life. And I'm the first person to tweet the city. I'll tweet the city government. Just do it once. Just do it once. They do it for every Eagles game and they trash. Every Sunday, it's green lights all day and they trash. And I'm like, the Fusion or the Union are actually good. Just give us some lights. And they did, and I almost cried. Look, last night sucked. You know, I'm like, that sucked. But at the same time, everything that happened prior to that was amazeballs. So I'm here for it.
And Kyle, thanks for asking. I'm doing well too.
No, let me get to the Hold on, no.
No one cares.
Matt wouldn't even let me get to the second part of the question.
Look at that ego on him.
Kyle also asked about Matt, but he was already off the rails before I could even ask that. So, Matt, you don't even get to tell us how you're doing now. We're just going to move on to the next question.
Yeah, thanks, Kyle.
This is the only serious question of the group. It's the last one here. Morgan Tenza, the infamous, famous Morgan Tenza. Where do you think Mark ends up?
Oh shit. I think it's better than Celtic now. I think someone else comes calling with a better gig. I mean, I'm not. I have no information about that. And somewhere in America, Jonathan Tannenwald is just shaking his head at his in his earphones right now. But look, the kid was runner-up for MLS Defender of the Year. He's only 21 years old, literally born in 1999. That's incredible information right there. If you're not like, what team doesn't want to look at this individual who's already made waves on multiple U.S. national teams? Like, this is Matt Miazga 2.0 looking at you in the face, and Chelsea picked him up. So I'm like, I can't imagine that the back line of the Union that's not named Ray Gaddis will be in Union colors for very long. So, and about that, Mackenzie, I think he's going to go to a very nice top 5 league very shortly.
So before this week, I thought he was in Scotland. I thought the rumors were true. I've heard, and again, nothing substantiated, but I've heard that the offers are true. A lot of people are coming in after Mark, but everyone in European soccer is crying that we're poor, and the Union aren't that dumb. So they're not going to say, what? Oh, you can only afford $1.5-2 million for this kid? Now, we good. I'm going to say honestly, I think Mark is with us until the summer transfer window, when everything stabilizes and a real offer. Because nothing would piss me off more. It's hard for me to say this. I really want to see Mark go play in Europe and do us proud. But I'm going to be pissed as a Union fan if they go, we're going to sell him to someone in Scotland or La Liga for $2 million, where, shit, we should be getting more money than that. So I don't think the Union is going to short sell on this, because why? Why make this team worse? For what? We good. We've got more money just because of Aronson than Ernst Tanner's ever had in his life to play with. So I think Mark and Kai, they might be here till the midsummer, just because we got to let the economy go and let's pay us the money, you know?
See,
but I'm okay with that.
I think you might let Kai walk, only because of, I think, the confidence you have in Matt Real. So I think Kai has been looked at for a minute now. So I think his offers are going to be a little bit more cemented money wise than Mark's. That's just my philosophy. Yeah, I have no knowledge to say that or otherwise.
I know Kai wants to go, but I mean, duh. But listen, before you got here, you were in the 3rd division of Germany. Slow your roll. Let's get you the best feel, the best fit, and the best money for us. Because you know what? If it wasn't for the Union, you weren't getting these looks, because you were in Europe and you weren't getting those looks. You know, so
of course,
it's the only time in my life as a Union fan since 2010 that I feel confident that the front office is not going to go for the quick buck, and they're looking at the long game. So that's my answer. I think these gentlemen are with us for the preseason. I think they're going to be drinking shots with Adam in Guadalajara. You know, maybe watching a ping pong show or two, And then they might go to Europe.
No water. We're drinking no water.
Listen, you brought up Kai there, and I just want to bring one thing up and see if you guys have any feelings about it here.
Cobra Kai.
I don't know if you heard, Bedoya's comments during his press conference when he was kind of throwing some shade in Kai's direction there. I don't know if you guys heard that, and I've heard a couple of rumors there that Kai's been getting a little distant from the rest of the players in the locker room. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a good time to ship him out to the second division somewhere, and I don't know.
I read
Capitalize on this.
I've read a little blurb. I read a little blurb, but I mean, you watch Kai's Instagram. He's still buddies with two guys on the team. They raise their kids together, that kind of shit. So I don't know. I mean, I think after a loss, especially someone like Bedoya that's passionate and angry, that think people are focused on other things, they're gonna say stuff. You know what? Take a week off, have some Thanksgiving. You're gonna sit there and go, man, he's still the best left back in the league. Why wouldn't we want him? And you know what? If the offers aren't there, like if his choice is, hey, I can go to the second division of the Bundesliga, or I can pay 6 months for the Union and then get a big shot, he's going to do it. Because in the end, he's 24 years old and he wants to be at the top level. I don't know if he's getting a top level offer yet. Devin, I think we just got to do a little quick, let's do a reflections of the season to try to, be a little happier. So, Adam, do you want to just do a little, how was your 2020? The season, not your 2020. The season, the Philadelphia Union season. Yeah, I mean, and we're going to try to keep it quick, but 2020 Union season.
Okay.
Where you at?
Great season. With the circumstances that this team had to go through, MLS is back tournament, condensed season, COVID, weird transfer window, not even the transfer windows, but just like the international breaks, all of that. Playing like Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, like just having one of the more ridiculous schedules, I think, in soccer history. That should be the reason why you remove the asterisk. If anyone's going to sit here and say there's an asterisk on this season, I'm like, what the Union had to do in that condensed season, like to put that many games, to get that many points, to be that consistently good when you're playing literally every 5 days, basically, that I think takes it to another level, honestly, in my opinion. So season was great. I think Jim has finally justified himself in the soccer world. I think Ernest Tanner has done exactly what he was brought in to do. I think the marketing team was phenomenal. I think that in a year that the Union's PR team and marketing team could have been discouraged, because this should have been the year they capitalized on everything. There should have been a sellout at Subaru Park every game. There should have been people from all over, from casuals to diehards, showing up to watch that soccer club, because that was must-see athletics in the Delaware Valley all summer long. But beyond that, they worked with what they had to perfection. If you remove last night in any capacity, if we pretend that MLS is any other league where you finish the season and you win and you're the champion, there's literally nothing I can complain about 2020.
Yeah,
not one thing.
Devin, you want to go, and then I'll.
Yeah. So, I mean, one thing here is, I want you to think back. How did everybody feel after we lost last season in the playoffs against Atlanta, and you think about maybe the few days after that, you probably had similar feelings to what you're feeling now, but we can look back on last season and understand that at the time it was the best season that the Union have ever had. And I think we're going to be in the same situation now, where once we start getting into preseason, we start getting our mind off of what happened at the end of the season here. We're going to be able to look back on the season and say it was the best season to date in the Union's history. I mean, obviously, we win the Supporters' Shield, which is something that a lot of us probably didn't even think was a possibility in the history of the Union. And here we are now, where because our expectations were so high and because we have these 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 feelings that we've never actually had before, where we can actually expect the Union to win some games, and that I guess compounds the problem of our feelings now. But looking back on the season, it was a great season. And real quick, let me just give a shout out to the not only the front office of the sporting side of it. We've spoken of the praises of Ernst and the praises of the academy and the praises of the coaches and whatnot. But also, I mean, we speak about it every week. This is an unprecedented season, such a fluid situation. It's we find out what's happening 3 days from now, and we don't even know before that. Where the social media side, the marketing side, the ticketing side, I think they've done a great job as well. I haven't heard much of any issues as far as like even something as simple as selling tickets could have been something that was a catastrophic event if it did not go properly, and they handled everything very well. The experience side of the stadium the entire season was very good. All of the things that were put in place, the procedures, everything. I think as far as the Union go, it was a fantastic season given the circumstances.
Yeah. I'm going to weigh in. Let me take you back almost 365 days ago. I was in
Please don't.
Chicago, Illinois, watching our Union lose to Atlanta in Atlanta. Let's fast forward to, I believe it was December, where I get an email from a young man named Devin Garcia that thinks that we should do a podcast. And I go, haha, we've been talking about this, but we just need someone to produce it. And he unwittingly volunteered to do it. And then we come into, February and then March, and we watch the Union just have a greatest game against LAFC. And we're like, damn, I forgot about Atlanta's loss. We're a top 4 team. And then COVID hits. And then we're playing in Walt Disney World. We're on this pod. I got to wax poetic about my Walt Disney knowledge, so that's another proud moment in my my simple life. But we watched these guys play in this tournament, and they could have won that tournament. And we're like, damn, we are a team in this league. And then, by the way, we're still under COVID, and they're playing in empty stadiums, and they are just taking care of business. And speaking of business, during this season, the Union signed Subaru to take over Subaru Park, who so far has been a great corporate community leader for them, making Subaru Park a fortress. They get us our first celebrity owner, Kevin Durant, who I'm sure the KD35 group is going to do great things once they're allowed to do things. They sell the first Academy player for what could be over $10 million. What we thought as Union fans in 2000 and let's say 14, 15 were a bunch of magic beans. We just saw that first beanstalk grow, and he's going to be playing in Europe, and we're going to get paid for it. And then let's just not mention the freaking supporter shield is in my living room right now downstairs. The Philadelphia Union won the supporter shield. They were better than Seattle. They were better than LA. They were better than the other LA. They were better than Portland. They were better than New York, the New Jersey, New York. They were better than everybody. So to say this season wasn't memorable, shit, come on. This was, honestly, it was a roller coaster, but the Philadelphia Union, for me personally, were the brightest spot of 2020. So that's all I'm going to look forward to is we got next year. And so, yeah, I'm so proud to be a part of this in the little way that we're a part of it. And I'm so optimistic about the future. Speaking of, let's talk about next year. Adam, you know what we got next year?
A headache.
No, man, you got a plane ride, Champions League.
Oh, that's right, that thing. Yeah, no, look, man. Yes, Champions League soccer. Who is not pumped about this? I haven't finalized. When we figure out where the tournament is, I'm going to pick whatever place has the better beach, and I'm going to find out how to make. Me and Colin are going to be on the shores wearing the shortest shorts of all time. I really can't stress this. European specials for everyone out there.
You just made Jess Gussler's New Year's wish list.
Look, all I'm saying is if y'all want photos, we might be selling them on OnlyFans. I'm just saying that might be the move there.
So seriously, we'll do this quick, guys. Next year, I mean, this is what we've got to look forward to. In the new year, we've got Champions League. We've got, hopefully, travel and trips where we bring the Shield with us. We've got tailgates galore. We had such a good last year ready for tailgates where the food and the beer was going to be so much better that we're going to roll that in. We've got, on top of that, we've got to watch some of our former homegrowns, some of our, former players on a bigger stage. So when the Union aren't playing, we can maybe turn on a Bundesliga game and watch some of our players. We've got so much to look forward to. It's just crazy. Now, Devin, speaking of watching European soccer, you know what's happening on Sunday?
Oh boy, do I know what's happening on Sunday.
What's that?
11:30 a.m. on Sunday,
Mhm.
Adam. It is the Sons of Ben the Pod Derby Day, where
True
our
way.
beloved Chelsea is defending the fortress that is Stamford Bridge against Jose Mourinho and some other cast-offs.
They still play soccer there?
Of course, I mean, come on, you guys wanted to talk all that shit last week when I said Tottenham
do.
were gonna beat Man City.
Yes.
So let me get this out of the way first, all right?
Please.
Yeah, I mean, we.
Lay it
You
on
act
me,
like we
champ.
lost. You act
lay
like
it
we
on
lost.
me, champ. Please.
Listen, who'd you guys play? Newcastle, Southampton, one of those teams.
The new
up there.
oil tycoons of soccer. What are you talking about?
So, I mean, Tottenham coming in the underdogs against Man City, beating them 2-0. I mean, that was just an amazing performance from them.
Alex
Amazing
Morgan
performance
was
from
great in that game.
the man himself, Jose Mourinho, coming in, making a statement
We
against
need to
Man City.
rewind to the pods of the past where Dev was like, oh, yeah, hate this coach. Don't want this
Hold
coach.
on a second. No way.
You were Mourinho out from the beginning.
I might
We
have
got
been a
the
little
receipts.
pessimistic at the beginning, but over the past 6 months or so, I have come around on Mourinho, and
Just like
I
his
am all
possession
aboard.
style of defense, he wears you down.
I'm ready. I'm ready for it. Give me 1 to 2 years of some sort of trophy, and I'm here for it.
Hey, give me a number. What do you think you're going to lose by?
We are going to probably win 3-2. I'll take 3-2. A thriller. Give me a thriller because Chelsea doesn't have any defense. We know this.
I'm sorry.
So give me 3-2.
I'm sorry. How many goals has people scored on us since we got our new goalie? Like 4 in like 12 matches?
How's your back doing?
First off, Thiago Silva has been playing actually fantastically. Rudiger wasn't terrible last weekend. I don't even know what you're talking about. Our defense is actually pretty svelte at the moment. I don't know.
Okay.
Look, man, you got 2 really above averagely slow white dudes up front, up top, trying to score on us. I have no confidence. Please get through our midfield, and let's have a time. Bale is a bale of hay out there on the pitch. I said it.
Bale can start on the bench. I don't care.
He can start
Sonny is the most informed player in the Premier League.
I didn't talk about the lovely Son. I talked about your 2 Caucasian men up front. I didn't talk about
Son and Kane are our 2 front runners. Bale starts on the bench. He comes in when he wants. Whatever. Give me Son and Kane up front.
Harry Kane is just Olivier Giroud with a speaking impediment. That's all that is. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my lord.
I think Tottenham might get it's going to be 2-0 Chelsea.
Yeah, 3-1. 3-1 Chelsea.
Wow, okay.
Son, I have the utmost respect for Son, and play for the love of God Dele Alli so you can actually win this game. But you won't because you're scared. Anyway, I have the utmost respect for Son. Oh wait. I pressed the mute button. I don't know why. I just wanted to see if it worked. That was weird. Anyway.
I'm not cutting that out.
Please keep it. I don't know why. It was just random blinking, and I was like, what's this do? Oh. Anyway, no. Look, I have enough respect for them to score a goal on us. There's just not many. And where is this game being played? Is this at the Toilet Bowl?
Oh, no. Stamford Bridge.
It's at the Bridge?
It's at the Bridge.
Okay. All right. 3 to a half of a goal. 3 to a half of a goal. You're going to score a goal, and it's going to be called back on VAR. That's how that's going to go. You're gonna get a nice. And here's the thing: it's probably still gonna actually be a goal, but VAR is gonna screw you, and I'm gonna feel bad about it.
All right.
All right, man. We're hitting the 1 hour mark, which I didn't think we could get through after this week, but we did. So everyone, happy Thanksgiving weekend to you, and be safe. And remember, wash your hands.
Have a nice and safe African American Friday, and I hope you enjoyed our sexy season.
It was.